Hello and welcome to this week's video, or I guess as a recording, it's on a weekend. I'm also gonna upload it I'm also gonna upload it today. So the reason the reason the last video cut so short was because I ran out of time and I wasn't able to complete bag 4 before then. So we're just gonna redo bag 4 while I still can. And hold on. What I was saying we're gonna build bag 4 here. Continue with building the mech dragon itself. So we're building bag 4 of Rogue's Mech Dragon Rider. In the UK, it retails for I think it was €69.99, and in America it retails for $74.99 in the US. I'll talk about that price in the final video when I actually do a full on review of this. Maybe even in the 7th video, because I can only really do 20 minutes before I run out of storage. So yeah, we'll just have to see. So let's start. Hold on, I gotta move the camera a bit so that it doesn't. There we go. All right, there we go. Now I don't have to bend my back down to actually be in frame. Just that. It looks like I think this one's gonna be on the legs of the dragon, or at least starting on the legs. Bag number 4. I opened it in the last video, but I had to cut that part because it wasn't complete. Ran out of storage. You get it. You get the point. So yeah. And that's either an extra stud or I just forgot to take it out. So yeah. Here we go. All right. I'm just gonna get back to the part where I was at. Come on. Where is it? Just give me a second while I here it is. All right. Here we are. Bag number 4. Okay. So we're building the part that goes underneath this part of the dragon. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The concept of a mechanical dragon is just so cool to me. Like, it's very cool to me because, well, I mean, because it gives way for Lego to leave some Technic there and it still look good. Because it doesn't have to be mechanic. It doesn't have to be organic. It's not a real dragon. So yeah. Oops. Started on the wrong side. Here we are. Okay, and we just repeat that step on the other side. But yeah, I've been reading Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I think I've said that before. And I made it to chapter, I think it was 32. I got like 4 chapters left, I think. Like 4 chapters left, and I'm currently on, I think it was the Battle of Hogwarts. So yeah, overall, like, I just prefer the books to the movies. The movies are just easier to watch and just straight up are just easier to consume and just straight up well, as consumer, to process. They're just simpler to process and take less time, and they're just easier for me to access because we actually have the DVDs. But the books are still the books in my head are still superior because, well, you get more detail. Not to mention you get to see into Harry's mind. And just see what he thinks and everything, because they're in his point of view. The movies are just in the point of view they follow Harry, but they'll break off to follow like Ron and Hermione, for example, at the end of, for example, when they went into the what's it called, the Chamber of Secrets to destroy Hufflepuff's cup. So yeah, yesterday, like last night, just before I went to sleep, I went on my computer and went on the Wizarding World website because I've been meaning to take the sorting test for a while. I've just been forgetting. So I finally took the test and it told me that I was a Ravenclaw, which honestly I was very happy with. I've always seen myself as a Ravenclaw, and as a Ravenclaw, so I don't know, it was just something I just always wanted to be in that house. Anyway, we just completed this part, and now we're about to keep working on it. So anyway, so I took the test. I got Ravenclaw, and I read a bit about it. Apparently, Like they're the wisest, and value learning above all else. But apparently they apparently Ravenclaw House also produces the most eccentric wizards, witches, and wizards, which is which is good to know. Which is good to know. I mean, which is I don't know. It's an interesting tidbit. Like it's produced apparently they're the most unique house, and because of their students, they tend to produce the more eccentric personalities, like Luna Lovegood, for example. But other than that, they're known for their wisdom, and and their teacher, and their head of house is one of the wisest in the school, Professor Flitwick. Apparently, it said that also the description said that they thought they thought that Flitwick might be part elf, which is actually pretty funny. And honestly, I'm not against it. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, just look at him, especially with his like high pitched voice, just like elves. But yeah, I took a couple other quizzes and stuff, like for my wand type and for my wand type and my Patronus. So for the wand, it told me it told me that what's the word, black walnut for wood, unicorn tail hair, and 14.5 inches in length, and hard flexibility. So yeah, I read a bit about the wand wood and the length, or not the length. I just read a bit about the details of the wand. It said that the black walnut produces more powerful magic, but fades when the user tries to deceive themselves or other people, and that they produce pretty powerful magic when their user is in the right mind, and as for the unicorn tail hair, they're loyal. They're the most difficult to turn to the dark side, and are and they don't produce the most powerful magic. They don't produce the most powerful of magic, but it said the wand would compensate. Some wand woods could compensate for that, which the one I got did. Anyway, we just built a saddle for the mech. And it didn't really give me any specific details on the length. On that specific length. It just said that Ollivander doesn't typically use it just said that Ollivander doesn't typically make wands of that length. It's typically like 8 to 14 inches. And I got 14.5. So, yeah. Apparently that it also said that he did. It also said that wait what? Oh, put the piece on wrong. But anyway, it also said that he does occasionally make wands that are less than 8 inches, which means they will be like this long. Which, I mean, it's not bad, but it's a bit shorter than I would expect than I would usually expect. So yeah, and yeah. And as for my Patronus, I got a Dun Stallion. So yeah, they're basically about as tough as a horse, or because they are a horse, but like a horse, they're not to be trifled with basically, and so yeah. That's that stuff done. I'm just adding this lining to the side. But yeah. So I even did the portrait thing, which there weren't many options that looked exactly like me. So I just kind of did my best and asked my friend what he thought looked most like me. So I did my best. It looks, I don't know. It looks a bit odd, but man, it looks more like it's the best I could do. And that's about it for the whole Hogwarts stuff that I did. I did read a bit into the Ravenclaw details, along with doing some like this crossword thing about Hogwarts. It took me I got it done like 14 minutes. I didn't get everything done because some of them I didn't know. Like, for example, like, apparently like Hufflepuff is from a place called, I think it was Valley Plains. I think it's at Valley Plains. So I definitely did not know that. That's actually a pretty interesting fact. So yeah. I recently went to this like thrift store that's near me that's near my school that had this like last time I went, it had this it had a copy of Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and Pokemon Yellow. I ended up getting Link's Awakening and Mario Land for the Game Boy, and then when I went back recently, I tried to see if they still had I tried to see if they still had those Pokemon games to see if I could get one. Sadly, they did not. They just, I guess they've sold all three of them out. I don't know. They are old and popular games. You know, the funny thing is I've never actually played a Pokemon game like Yellow or Red. I've never played a game like that. It's always been I've always played like Mario, Sonic, stuff like that. All right, we completed this side. I like the greebling they did here with these, unless those are actually useful. But I like the point is I like the greebling they did here. It's cool. Okay. Anyway, now we are building the. Anyway, now we're gonna start lining the other side with the same greebling, just mirrored. Greebling. Speaking of greebling, it's a it's actually a pretty interesting technique that Lego designers use. Like, they take these like really small pieces and use them to get like really small really small details. Like, for example, in that like, what's it called, in that like trench run for diorama for Star Wars, like the walls and the ground on there were completely made up of like tiny pieces that made it look like the Death Star's machinery and stuff, which looks cool. And I've never seen it in person, but I have seen it on like YouTube. They're pretty cool. The point is, greebling is a really cool technique. In that Back to the Future train diorama I build, or bridge drop diorama. Did I forget to put that on there? Hold on, I think I forgot to put a piece on there. I totally did. Forgot to put one of these on the other side. So we're just gonna put one of those there too. Anyway, greebling is just a cool technique on that train bridge drop diorama I built. I used these like pipe things to do a bit of. I used these pipe things to add a bit of detail, like the railing that Doc and Claire were holding onto in the movie. So I don't know, I liked it. I think I said it in the video. I built it the wrong color by accident, but it's fine. I had more gray than I had black, but it's fine. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. That's basically what's been going on recently. Just last night I had a couple friends over for some Super Smash Bros. So it was fun. We played some, and like at the end of the night we played some Mario Bros. Wii with my little brother and my dad. Mario Bros. Wii is a great game. I grew up with the Wii and just that game in general. I know I may look like I missed that entire generation, but my parents had a console growing up. My parents had a console when I was little, and as I grew up, we would occasionally play. It was always fun. Wait, dang, I keep forgetting to put on pieces. All right, fixed. I forgot to put on these like pieces right here. the ones that like 1x3 plate is on top of. I keep forgetting to put I just forgot to put that one on. Anyway. Alright, that's step 61 is now done. Alright, cool. Now we're building the ratchet joints for the legs. Pretty simple. You just attach some of it. Just click them together, put a technically in the back. And then add these ratchets to the front. I like the rigid technique. I like these rigid joints because they allow for incredible stability on a Lego set, whether it's a dragon or whether it's like a dragon or some sort of whether it's a dragon or a mech. It's a cool part and gets the job done. And honestly, it looks especially good. Having them I have a feeling it's gonna look especially good on this dragon because it looks more mechanical that way. That's the thing I love about like mechanized versions of organic things. Lego doesn't have to be afraid to use parts that don't look organic because it's not meant to look organic. That's the thing I love about these so much. That's the thing I love about this type of set. So yeah. Also, since we're building a mech rider, like a couple years back, like a year or two ago, Lego released a mech rider for Kai. It was like a mech bike rider. So that was like the first mech rider that Lego ever released. It was it was just like a Kai mech that was riding on a motorbike. I thought it was cool. I never got it, but it looked cool. And then this year, earlier this year, Lego released another mech rider for Kai. This one was the Storm Rider. Funny thing is, like they had just released a mech rider a year and a half ago. So we just had two Kai mech riders and no one else. Now we have a mech rider for Rogue. Which I mean, the mech looks cool. It matches the Rogue minifigure. It matches the Rogue minifigure perfectly. So honestly, I can't complain there. It looks cool. I love it. Anyway. Alright, we got the tail done. And now the mech can actually has something to ride on. It actually has an area to sit down on top of. As you can see on the bottom of the mech, it's got these like clips here. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna have to move these ratchet joints down real quick. There we go. You just move its legs out a bit and just click him in right there. And then you just kind of like move his legs to, I guess once it's complete, you just kind of move the legs around the dragon's legs. But yeah, it'll look much better when there go Rox and Aaron. It'll look much better once the mech dragon is complete. But yeah, now we have the tail. Which is actually it's one of those like old blade pieces. So, but yeah, of course the ratchet joints spin and tilt up and down. I'll show you that once we build the legs. But yeah, we've completed the sides along with did a bit of greebling with studs and click joints. Rigid joints, along with the same on the other side, just mirrored. Build the tail with some white ingots and this blade. And it's on ball joints, so the mini ones. It's on mini ball joints, so of course it's extremely posable. So yeah, head still hasn't been built. Saddles up here with those clips. You can see them. Yeah, you can see them. And yeah, Buster went by. I love these like this like rimmed area along with the ingots that are just like lining it. So I'll show you the mech. I'll show you the mech riding it in the next like, well, actually no, I'll show you the mech riding it once the set is complete. So yeah. So next bag is bag number 5. We're gonna be building the Spectral Gorgonian along with what I can only assume is the legs and the limbs, like the wings and stuff, you know. So yeah. Yeah, we'll see that. Yeah, we'll see that in the next video. We've just passed the 20-minute mark, so I still need storage to re-download YouTube to upload this video. But yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week. See you next time.